Hey, what's going on, guys? Rum Gaming here, back with another video. Today's episode, we're taking a look at Aatrox in the top lane. Aatrox is currently a 50.4% win rate champion, 11.8% pick rate, with a 10.8% ban rate, and he is currently ranked S tier. Taking a look at Aatrox passive. Aatrox will periodically empower his next basic attack, which will gain 50 bonus range, and it deals 5 to 12% of the target's maximum health as bonus magic damage. While healing Aatrox for 100% of the bonus magical damage dealt, this will be reduced to 25% against minions. The cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds when Aatrox is a champion or a large monster with a basic attack or an ability. This is also reduced by 2 seconds when Aatrox is a champion with the edge of the Darkened Blade, which is his Q ability. So let's take a look at what Darkened Blade is. So Aatrox slams his greatsword down, dealing physical damage. He can swing this 3 times, each with a different area of effect. Aatrox also has his W, Infernal Chains. Aatrox smashes the ground, dealing damage to the first enemy hit. Champions and large monsters have a chance to leave the impact area quickly, or they'll be dragged to the center and take damage again. We also have Aatrox's Umbral Dash as E. Passively, Aatrox heals when damaging enemy champions. On activation, he dashes in a direction. And finally, we have his ultimate World Ender. Aatrox unleashes his demonic form, fearing nearby enemy minions and gaining attack damage, increased healing, and move speed. If he gets a takedown, this effect is extended. Your max order is going to be Q into E and then into W, taking ultimate whenever available. And then a typical combo will be his W into E, Q, auto attack, Q, auto attack, Q, flash. The last Q in the circle will do the most damage, so we can use flash to make that a little bit more difficult to dodge. W, E, and Q are going to be used together. This is going to make your follow-up Q a little bit easier to hit. And try to aim your Q and wherever the sweet spot is. It's going to change with each cast of Q from the outer edge to the center. Looking at runes, we'll be taking Conquer for auto attack sustain. We're taking Triumph to help us push through some of those close fights and get us a little bit of snowball potential through the additional gold. Legend Haste for a little more basic ability haste. This is going to get our abilities off cooldown faster. And then Last Stand for increased damage while we're below 60% health. Secondary tree will be going Resolve with a Bone Plating. And then finally Revitalize for a little bit more sustain. And then our final runes will be Double Adaptive Force and Health Scaling. The most popular items are going to be Spear of Shojin, into Plated Steel Caps, into Level Attack Cyclosword. We'll also be building Ace Leader's Grudge to allow us to hit those sweet spots from our Q ability. And then finally Steric's Gauge and a Death Dance for a little bit more sustain. Our summoners we're running will be Flash and Teleport, but you can swap that out for Ignite if you want a little bit more dueling power. For tips and tricks, try and play around with your passive and just trade when it's up. Don't look for an extended fight unless your passive is up, otherwise you're going to miss out on extra damage. You can use your E to reposition your Q for the sweet spots. This includes using your E forwards, backwards, or left or right. And then play safe at level 1 and look to play aggressive from levels 2 to 6. Aatrox is an early dominant champion, so make sure that you are playing aggressively early. Some of his strengths: Aatrox isn't lane bully, so try to bully your lane opponent early in the game. This is going to give you that early lead to allow you to snowball. Also, try to make the most of your E ability. This is going to be your dash to allow you to reposition your Q. This is going to take people by surprise and really help you trade. And you also have a lot of sustain thanks to your passive and your ultimate. So don't be afraid to take an extended fight. Some of your weaknesses: make sure you're only using your abilities when you have to, especially your E. As you climb, people are going to know that you're an ability-based champion, and when those are on cooldown, they're going to look to fight and trade. Another weakness is you are going to fall off a little bit later in the game, so you're going to take the most advantage of your early and mid-game potential. And then his final weakness is Aatrox is not a very easy champion to learn. It will take some time getting used to how his Q mechanic functions. In terms of Aatrox's game plan, early game, 0 to 15 minutes, he's going to be a strong champion. 15 to 25 in the mid-game, he's still a strong champion. And then once you get past that 25-minute mark, Aatrox is just going to be an average champion as his scaling does start to fall off a bit. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.